Here at Fenway Park, second inning set to go. Now it's going to be Arjun Nimala. Swing and a high fly ball right field. One down.
This nice crescent.
Almost a loud start to the inning on that first pitch, man. He's going to walk that one back, no doubt.
Kyle Teal at the plate and takes high there. Fastball for a strike. One out, base is empty. And that one is downstairs. 2-1.
2-1.
Hit in the air, left field. Duran snags it for the second out. And now it's Dalton Varsho.
26-23. He had now not only beaten the Trackmania legends on AO7 race.
Just missed.
He crushed everyone. It was a completely astonishing record. And when Demon saw it, he said, game, set, and match. GG.
Next offering is in for a strike.
Pablo was in a league of his own on AO7 race. And most of it he attributed to his skill level. But one other thing that
misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike.
2 balls, 1 strike.
In the air, left field, down the line, and that will fall. So the 2-out knock extends the inning and sends them back to the top of the order.
Well, they call that an advantage count for a reason. You're so much more likely to get something you can handle. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Swing and a ground ball base hit right field. And that is the inning. Back inside Fenway Park, bottom of the inning. Now batting Tristan Casas to the right side. Jimenez.
We need 2 hits going into the third.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Check swing, and he went. And it's 0-2. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout.
Wow.
Slider got him for strike 3.
1-0.
He swings and fouls.
I just always
going to have to find a way to make him work a little harder out there on the mound. I mean, he is just mowing them down. He's settled.
No, that's
dropping it off.
We're back to start the third, and there's a new arm on the mound, Josh Winkowski.
Pretty tight game,
That's
so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Wagner stands in now, looks at that one inside.
I'll go outside, hacking up a lung, acting like I'm sick.
Right side.
You would do that.
Whips it to Casas.
Damn fucking right.
That's fucked.
Here's Vladimir Guerrero.
Hey, you're not
Jr.
just gonna drop my food off rather than hand it to me. It just doesn't make sense.
26-20.
And that's ripped into left. Base hit.
Why, do you not trust people, Brandon?
Thousands of players have tried to beat the world record in AO7
I'm sure he feels really good about that one. Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out front and ripped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great.
Now at the plate, Ernie Clement. And first offering is fouled off. The pitch.
At this point, everyone else had simply stopped trying. And we all just sat in awe and watched how far Pablo would try to take it. Because you really got to ask yourself, who in their right mind?
Hit hard, base hit. And now 2 aboard.
It seemed genuinely close to perfection.
2 consecutive base hits for this team. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive into center field. So that definitely felt good.
Here's Andres Jimenez.
He got this legendary run on AO7 race.
Rips that one to right. He's got it, and there's 2 away. And now the right fielder, Jose Bautista. He's 0 for 1. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Base is now loaded with 2 away. Digging in, Arjun Nimala. Flied to right his first time.
wasn't satisfied with it. He just catches
Yeah, he swings and misses, and it's nothing in one.
Oh, he's so good about trying to drive the ball to the opposite field gap in these situations. If he takes that approach, he could bust this game wide open.
Bregman throws to first in time.
Then he got an incredible ending.
Set for the bottom of the third, and stepping in for Boston, Seidon.
His personal best just before the finish line. If he had gotten a perfect ending on a perfect start,
Lifted in the air, right center field. Varsho sizes this one up. Makes the catch for the out. One away. So now here's the DH, Masataka Yoshida.
Really nice job to get your first out of the ball game.
It's 0-1.
And he takes a strike. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Swings through it for the K. Only 1 out left for the Red Sox. Here's Trevor Story now. First pitch swinging.
0-1.
They're down to their final strike. Little is just 1 strike away. Hit to second, and this should do it. On to first, ball game. A shutout in this one, 3-0. Our final.
Had essentially held a throne on AO7 for 8 years, from 2010 until 2018, when Pablo finally managed to beat him. And now he wanted to defend what he felt was rightfully his. He kept playing the track for over a month, and finally, on the 5th of May 2021, Demon got this run on the track. Only 200ths of a second away from the record. Demon was getting tantalizingly close to Pablo.
In the
You could
instructions,
feel that despite
go to stop sign, second house on right, not 5 fucking houses down.
And he could potentially match or even beat Pablo's record. But when Demon got this improvement on the track, Pablo also felt that his record wasn't going to stand.
Ran my happy ass down there.
So he went back to the track and started grinding. And 1 week later, on the 12th of May 2021, Pablo got
He almost gave me the wrong one.
on AO7 race. An absolutely astonishing time. When he uploaded it, the community simply couldn't believe it. One thing was knowing that the run was improvable in theory. If he got a perfect start and matched the perfect uphill his 26-21 had. But it was another thing entirely to actually go out.
I'm gonna fucking go to Wendy's myself.
The run was simply incredible. Everything executed to near perfection, with only pixels to spare in each corner. And a great testament to how far determination can get you. Pablo was already the best player in the world on AO7 race in 2018.
Literally not our fucking game.
He improved the record 4 more times. Because
I was supposed to have a Baconator.
Pablo didn't just want to be the best.
So they got literally 2 fucking
perfection. And as far as Trackmania history goes, he might
No, it's not. It's a Dave single.
Just that.
And this is a junior bacon.
The AO7 race stands today. Unlike many other tracks in Trackmania, where crazy short discoveries have completely changed the leaderboards over and over again, the history of AO7 race has been one where the fastest strategy has been unchanged for the past 9 years. And it has been an arena with precise skills, and every last 100th on the leaderboards. But who's to say that this is where the story ends? For all we know, Pablo could still be grinding the 07 race, chasing an even better time. Because in track B,
literally on the receipt says Classic Asiago Club,
recognize that you can still go even further. And
Baconator double.
Holds, I think it's safe to say that this isn't the end of the story on the 07 race. And it won't be over until the track is completely maxed out. But for now, this is the history of Trackmania's most optimized tracks. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, then consider subscribing to the channel to stay up to date with when more Trackmania content is coming out. And I will see you all in the next video. Also, a big thank you to my lovely supporters on Patreon. Without your generosity, this would not have been possible. If you want to become a patron, there's a link
I'm literally done ordering through it.
That's it for now, guys.
If I don't feel like going out, I will go out and get it myself.
Have a good one.
Once I clear my board, it's just so satisfying.
Hi, so I just received a delivery order from you guys. The sandwiches were completely wrong.
Ready to go now? Here's the second baseman, Ryan Dozier.
Yeah, but the receipt that's on the bag is correct.
Out to short. Over to Goldie. And an easy out to start the game.
It was
Here's Nathaniel
supposed
Lowe.
to be a Classic Asiago Club and a Baconator double.
This one smoked. Could be trouble.
But I think I got
around first and hustling for second. The throw in. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double.
Wastes no time there. Tried to get inside on him, but he was ready for it. Just kept his hands in and turned on the pitch. Quick bat through the zone.
Now here is James Wood. Hard ground ball for a base stop. Low. Headed for the plate. Here's the throw. But it's offline. He will score. And it's 1-0.
Well, they strike first as he gets the job done to bring home the run. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it.
Slashes this one, and it could be trouble. Wood coming home. He'll score easily.
You too.
Well, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. First pitch fastball, a great spot to do some damage, and he squared it up nicely.
And here is Trey Lipscomb. And that one pulled foul. The 0-1.
Right, and the frost.
And that's downstairs and outside.
They got 2 out of fucking 50.
On the ground to the left, and it goes just foul. Man at second. Swing.
I'll be right back, buddy.
Ball left field. Bellinger
All right.
sizing this one up. Makes the grab. Runner tags at second. And he gets the third safely. Moving up on the fly out, and there are 2 gone. Dylan Cruz will hit next.
This story is equal parts fascinating and unsettling, and it covers some of the wildest behavior.
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Well, I know they've gotten out to an early lead, but you don't want to take these opportunities for granted. With 2 outs, still lock in with a quality at bat. Drive in that run. You may not have another runner in scoring position the rest of this ball game.
Big Bang 11-12, Kim, and Socram David. Players that, if it weren't for their help, this investigation would not have been possible. I would also like to say that
Pitch misses, and that's ball 1.
Of informing the Trackmania community and documenting the events that happened. Please do not attempt to contact or harass the
Out to short, Volpe. Tosses to first. That is.
And any and all harassment.
Here's Cody Bellinger. Missed with a changeup. Ball one. Bellinger's dad won a couple of World Series rings in 1999 and 2000. Clay was a backup infielder with the New York Yankees. Safe at first as they can't make the play.
Well, that's one of those knocks where you almost expect to get some jabs from your teammates when you get back to the dugout. I love the approach to handling that cutter on the inside corner. Didn't hit it hard, but he kept his hands tight to the body and just took that barrel directly to the baseball. And that's what allowed him to spray it out there and find a hole somewhere.
Bellinger aboard here at first with nobody out. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. Aaron Judge swings through it for strike one. Swing and a miss as he was late. Strike three, and that's two in a row. Jazz Chisholm Jr. now. Just missed. Chisholm goes 5 feet 11 inches, 27 years old, and he was born in the Bahamas. Comes up empty. That's strike two.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Fans another. Back for more from the Bronx. Here's C.J. Abrams to hit. Swing and a ground ball base hit right field. And the leadoff man aboard.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. Couldn't get any air under it, but he smoked that ball back up the middle. Timing was just perfect. Got great wood on it, and there's just no chance for the infielders with how hard he hit it.
And that one finds its way through. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out. Here's the center fielder, Jacob Young. Lifted in the air down the left side. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's one down.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
On the ground, 2 ball. Off balance feet, there's one. And that's 2. Bottom half of inning number 2, and stepping in for the Yankees, Paul Goldschmidt. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
0-1.
And the pitch is outside, ball 1. Check swing, and he went 1 and 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Make it 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along. Austin Wells stands in now and watches strike 1. And a swing and a miss. 1 out, bases empty. Another one. That's 5 straight strikeouts. Here's DJ LeMahieu. And a good fastball to start him off. That's strike 1. Right through there for a strike.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. We're back to start the third, and there's a new arm on the mound, Jake Cousins.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Low. The leadoff batter as he looks at ball 1. Yeah, that's pushed foul off to the left and out of play.
The person that contacted me is Arcus, a leaderboard moderator for Trackmania Exchange. And Arcus had strong reasons to believe that Riolu was now playing in the
that one the other way. Fair ball.
Trackmania Exchange hosts the main leaderboards used in Trackmania United forever. This website stores millions of replay files of players' records.
A couple of hits in a row for him here. He got a backdoor breaking ball. Really easy to give up on that pitch, but he stayed on it and shot it right back in the direction it was breaking from. Really nice job of letting it travel.
In Trackmania, game accounts are called logins. The login cannot be changed after an account is created.
Popped in the air, left field. And there's one down. And now it's Luis Garcia, doubled in his first AB.
There's more things too, but they aren't relevant for this video. Based on these identifiers, Marcus had legitimate reason to believe that
Not
Eddie
even close there. And that's ball one.
And in November of 2024, he messaged Eddie on Discord with his findings. In a conversation we will take a look at later. The final
headed towards the corner.
Marcus asked Eddie to record a voice message.
And that's a foul ball.
To which Eddie answered,
Low stands at first with one out.
In a condescending way, as if he was some sort of criminal. He said he would provide everything on his
line to right, and that'll be a base hit.
Off the table, but shortly after
they get it in quickly. So first and second now, one out. Trey Lipscomb digs in now.
As he was one of the best Lagoon players, it was odd for him to just leave without any.
Ground ball could be two. Over to Jazz, there's one. And they bounce into two already.
When he published his first
ready to go for the last half of the inning. Now the left fielder, Oswaldo Cabrera, to third. And that one handled to first. Leadoff man retired here in the third. So the batter now will be Trent Grisham. Lucas Sims gets the ball now.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves, late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. Two gone now. Bellinger stands in here, takes ball one low. Swing and a miss, and 1-1. The Yankees looking to rally. Swing and a miss. He was late. Strike two. Got him, and that's the ball game. 2-0.
Not only that, the Nats were the first 15 you encounter, and thus some of the most prestigious to hold the top records on. But Eddie made it seem effortless to climb as high as second place.
Oh, finally done with that.
Players on each track he hunted, all in the same afternoon. A streak of records like this from an unknown player was completely unheard of, and top players felt it just cannot be possible to get this good this quickly. Since they themselves had spent years getting to their skill level, it was quickly assumed that Eddie had to be either a smurf or a cheater. Eddie explained that he had some experience from playing Lagoon and Trackmania Turbo on console, and that the way he was able to achieve all the records was from rigorous practice beforehand. He said he would rebuild the map into several smaller sections to learn it more effectively, as well as comparing gameplays to analyze mistakes. Very quick progress, as he just had to copy his muscle memory and practice maps in real ones. And evidently, this method worked because his runs were almost immediately the fastest in the world. He also live recorded all his runs and included the gameplay sessions in his video, making it significantly harder to get away with cheating. The same day as the speed of records, Eddie joined several community servers on Discord, introducing himself to other players and attempting to put their doubts to rest. This is also where he shares the first details about himself and his life. Eddie says he lives in Kazakhstan, has a full-time job, and mentions having a wife and a baby boy on some vacations. Over the summer of 2023, Eddie continued to set insane times. Out of 65 official tracks in the game, Eddie at the time held the records for 19 of them. He accomplished this without even unlocking all the tracks yet, which he did by beating silver medal target times. These are ridiculously easy for someone driving at world record pace to unlock, but in 5 months of playing, he still hadn't
chase pack.
all.
Nice.
One time when asked why his display name looked so old school, Eddie explained that he had a background in playing Trackmania Nations Forever in 2010. And by checking the online database Dedimania, they can see that Onslaught 22 indeed had online records all the way back in 2009. His backstory checked out, and it added more evidence to his skill. But to many players, something still seemed strange about him. Members of a Discord server that Eddie frequented said Eddie would often join their voice calls and watch other top players live stream their attempts, but he would personally never talk, always citing having his microphone muted in order to not disturb his wife. Over the next year, Eddie continued to grind Lagoon, and slowly but surely became a trusted member of the community. And in the summer of 2024, Eddie decided to return to Trackmania United Forever. In the description of a video he uploaded on the 25th of July, he writes that he didn't like his old login, so he bought a new account. And from this point forward, he stops playing on Ponzor 22 and makes Eddie a disable account. In November of 2024, Arcus is browsing Trackmania Exchange profiles and stumbles upon the fact that Eddie uses two different logins. There isn't anything inherently wrong with having two accounts, but it could be a sign of account sharing or someone else driving records for you. Marcus was curious and searched the database to see if these logins showed up anywhere else on the site. 3 replays from Ponzor 22 appeared on an ancient profile, Ponzor. This profile hadn't been active since 2010. It had 4 records driven on the leaderboards, and 3 of them were driven on Ponzor 22, making it seem likely that this indeed was Eddie's old profile. But the 4th and final replay uploaded to the leaderboards was driven on a different login. And not just any login, it was driven on Accelerator 01, which happens to be the main account of Rioli. Houston, we have a problem. This discovery is the reason why Arcus eventually approached Eddie in Discord. When he talked about it, Eddie explained that the Ponzor 22 in-game account was one he shared with a friend, and that he made Eddie A to have his own one. He says he never knew there was a TMX account with the same name, but whatever happened with it, he couldn't say. When asked why some replay files have the Germany flag when Eddie is from Kazakhstan, he says, I can only guess it was one of the people I shared account with. And when asked who these friends or people are, he was unable to name any names. As mentioned earlier, when asked voice chat to record a voice message, he didn't follow through. After this conversation, Eddie went inactive both on Discord and in-game, and hasn't been seen in 3 months since. While it's weird to have a Riolu replay on a Trackmania Exchange profile linked to your in-game account, and to disappear just after being confronted about it, it's not enough to draw any conclusions from it. In order to find out who Eddie is, you would have to dig deeper. In December of 2024, Arcus messaged me with all of this information. Together with a team of players, we have tried to examine the available evidence. Over the years, there have been many crazy theories about Riolu smurfing. Because of this swift disappearance, many found it hard to imagine he went from playing and live-streaming every day to just immediately stopping. But all the theories so far have been completely wrong. The players Hobbit and Preciso Paco have had claims against them Riolu smurf, since they rapidly improved at the game around the time he went inactive. But both have had clear alibis that proved they couldn't be Riolu. There's also the controversial 92 Bob account in Trackmania United Forever, a mysterious player that started achieving world records in June of 2021, just weeks after the cheating was uncovered. This account went from having 0 skill points to 165 million and achieving rank 1 on the leaderboards in just half a year of playing. And the community deemed it impossible for an unknown player to achieve such a feat, and figured it had to be a Smurf account. 92 Bob has been the most suspected Riolu Smurf account since the cheating scandal. There's never been enough evidence to conclusively prove who it belongs to. In this video, I intend to leave no room for doubt, not just about who is behind the Eddie Rising account, but also 92 Bob. As with what we have discovered, we believe we have solved both mysteries. So let's start with the replays on Trackmania Exchange. When Riola drove the run uploaded to Ponzor's profile, he was going for rank 1 in Trackmania United Forever. And in order to achieve that, you must obtain a lot of one particular resource, and that is coppers. The copper system is an antique part of Trackmania and not present in more games. Back in the day, to compete in game leaderboards, you had to pay 10 coppers per attempt in official mode. It is not.
to file. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Single Form 1040 return only. Click for eligibility.
Possible to purchase coppers from the Deo, but you receive 50 coppers for logging in each day. And you get 30 coppers each time you beat the gold medal on a track in official mode. This alone is hardly enough to sustain thousands of attempts at getting the best records. And many players don't bother with the in-game leaderboards for this reason. But for the players going for rank 1 in-game, it was essential to have a big bankroll of coppers to fund their grinding sessions. And farming copper competitions would have been a very important thing for this reason. The track where we found our real replay on the Ponzor account just so happens to be one where the prize pool for the best times was 36,000 coppers. We decided to scan all of Trackmania Exchange for users that had Accelerator 01 replays uploaded, and we ended up finding 2 more profiles. One of them was Cyrox, which had a real replay on the same track as Ponzor, uploaded within minutes of Ponzor and Riolu's main profile on the very same day. In total, Riolu received 8,000 coppers from this one competition. The run on Xerox's profile had also been driven with Riolu's display name at the time, and then been modified to Cyrox before it was uploaded. There's also one other record on the Cyrox profile, and that one is driven on the login Hot Racer. This is also the login that Cyrox wants the coppers paid out to. Doing a lookup on the account Hot Racer shows that its current display name is Cyro, and downloading all the available replays from the in-game leaderboards shows it has used the nickname Kamit as well. This closely matches the 4th and final TMX profile that has Riolu replays on it, Ionex. Interestingly, we find that several of the thumbnails on maps uploaded by this user has the signature Cyro written on them. This user has 15 replays uploaded, and 13 of them are driven on the login xSamir. One is on the login Crashzor, and the final replay is Accelerator 01. In the 13 replays driven on xSamir, the nickname Cyro is used 10 times, and Kamit is used twice as well, closely linking xSamir and Hot Racer together. We also realized we were on the right track when we found a cheated run on the xSamir account, uploaded in May of 2011 to the track 3 Strange Days. This run was likely driven in slow motion and displays the same jittery inputs that can be seen in Riolu's runs from the cheating report. The xSamir account went inactive in 2011 and remained that way for many years, until in 2017 it reappeared in a competition called the True Talent Cup. In an old video of this competition from Trackmania streamer Sammy, we can see that xSamir, or Absol as the display name, is competing, and setting times so impressive that others in the voice call are surprised.
Absol, who the hell is this guy? I have no idea who that guy.
Since Riolu was considered the best United player in the world at the time, many had high expectations to see him compete, but unfortunately, he showed up too late to compete, and was only able to watch Spam stream. Riolu appeared in Spam's Twitch chat just after the mentions of Absol, and then continued to chat throughout the entire tournament. But if you pay attention to when he sent the messages, it is only between competition rounds. Because as we now know, he was the one playing as Absol undercover in this tournament. In 2018, the xSamir account would take on a new identity, and we would officially get it confirmed that this account used to belong to Riolu, because that is also when Riolu gave this account to his friend Lars, so Lars could participate in other Trackmania United competitions. Riolu also cheated more than the one replay we discovered on this account, because when Nadeo scanned the leaderboards for cheated runs in July of 2021, xSamir was detected to have 19 cheated runs, resulting in the account getting banned. If you now try to enter the login details Lars was given, you will be presented with this notice. With xSamir confirmed to be Riolu's account, it likely confirms Hot Racer by proxy, as it has had the same display name multiple times. But now let's take a look at Crashzor, the third login seen on the profile Ionex, and see where that fits into the puzzle. The meta stats for this login showed it was driving in the same zone as Riolu, in Dortmund, Germany. A Google search of the display name Leandagu reveals that in 2015, someone suspected an account with the same name of cheating in Trackmania 2 Valley. These threads are the only time Riolo used the Darimania forums, and he used them to defend the legitimacy of Crashtor or Leondagu's runs. Crashtor also ended up banned in Trackmania United Forever when the records were purged, having 16 cheated records in official mode. And interestingly, by analyzing surviving records from this account in Canyon, we can determine that it cheated with Cheat Engine, as the inputs are clearly included there as well. Crashtor also had a few online records that survived the purge, and perhaps most interesting is that the account goes inactive for around 3 years, from November 2016 until the 17th of April 2020. It then returns to play a few rounds online on the server Alpina Public, and by